Today, we're diving into China's massive new plan for electric vehicle charging. And let me tell you, this is about way more than just building a bunch of new plugs. We're talking about a plan to fundamentally rewire the entire relationship between our cars and the power grid.
So let's just start with one number to wrap our heads around this: 28 million. That is the target number of EV charging facilities China wants to have by the end of 2027. I mean, that is a staggering figure. Just to put that into perspective for you, that's more than the entire rest of the world has combined right now.
And this table really shows you the scale of the challenge they've set for themselves. You see, as of late 2025, China had just over 18 million chargers. To get to that 28 million target in just a couple of years, they have to add nearly 10 million new facilities. This isn't just growth. This is the government hitting the hyper-acceleration button. Now, this whole push has an official name, the 3-year doubling plan, and its mission couldn't be clearer. They are building a massive, super robust charging network that can support over 80 million electric vehicles on the road. Okay, but here's where the story gets really interesting. The true genius of this plan isn't just about the sheer number of chargers. It's about a huge shift in thinking, from just quantity to quality. It's all about what these new chargers can actually do.
So that kind of begs the question, right? If they've already got millions of chargers, why go to such extreme lengths? This is not just about making sure drivers can find a plug and finally ending that charging anxiety on a long road trip. No, there is a much deeper, much more strategic game being played here.
And here it is. The real goal is to completely transform tens of millions of electric vehicles from things that just drain power into a massive, distributed power source. We're talking about turning parked cars into an active, living part of the energy grid itself.
This brings us to the key piece of technology that makes this whole vision possible. It's called vehicle-to-grid, or as you'll see it, V2G, and it is right at the heart of China's entire strategy. So what in the world is V2G? Well, in the simplest terms, it's technology that creates a two-way street for electricity. Your car doesn't just pull power from the grid anymore. It can now send power back to the grid whenever it's needed.
Let me walk you through how this works on a pretty typical day. It's basically a 3-step process. First, you plug in your car at night and charge it up when electricity demand is low and prices are cheap. Step 2, your car just sits parked during the day like it normally would, but now it's fully charged. And then, step 3, this is the cool part, during those peak afternoon hours when the grid is really strained, your car can actually sell a little bit of its stored energy back. This helps stabilize the whole system, and you actually earn money for it. Your car literally becomes a rolling battery.
And the value here is really a 3-for-1 deal. First, it helps balance the grid, preventing blackouts when everyone's running their AC. Second, it's great for green energy, because it can soak up all that excess solar and wind power that might otherwise go to waste. And third, it creates a whole new way for EV owners and operators to actually earn money from their cars.
Now, this isn't just some far-off theory. It is being rolled out as we speak. And to really understand how, we're going to look at 2 fascinating case studies from different regions in China, Guangdong and Sichuan. And you'll see they're using 2 totally different playbooks to get V2G off the ground.
The main difference really comes down to this. Guangdong is going for a market-driven model. It's all based on price signals. Sichuan, on the other hand, is taking an incentive-driven approach, using huge subsidies to kickstart the whole system.
So let's break down these differences. Guangdong's grid mostly runs on fossil fuels, and it has these really predictable energy spikes every single day. So, what do? They use their mature electricity market and peak pricing, about 0.96 yuan per kilowatt hour, to tempt car owners to sell power back during those busy times. Now, Sichuan is a completely different story. Its grid is dominated by hydropower, so its problem isn't daily, it's seasonal. They have way too much power in the wet season and not nearly enough in the dry season. And their solution? Well, that's where things get really wild.
To solve that seasonal power gap, Sichuan has proposed a discharge subsidy of up to 5 yuan per kilowatt hour. I mean, that is an enormous incentive. It's one of the highest in the entire country, and it's specifically designed to guarantee that EVs will be there to feed power back into the grid during that critical dry season. It's a really powerful top-down solution.
So when you zoom back out and look at the big picture, what you're really seeing is the creation of a brand new economic landscape. This is the point where the plan stops being a simple infrastructure project and starts becoming the blueprint for a whole new economy, one that's based on the complete fusion of transportation and energy.
And of course, this fusion unlocks a massive wave of new business opportunities. We're talking about everything from manufacturing super advanced high-power chargers with liquid cooling, which is basically a radiator for your charger to keep it from overheating, all the way to these sophisticated virtual power plant operators. These are companies that digitally bundle together thousands of cars to act like one giant power station. And then you have the AI platforms that manage all this data and schedule everyone's charging for peak efficiency. It's a whole new world.
The ultimate vision here, the end game, is a future where energy and transportation just aren't separate things anymore. They become one and the same, a single, deeply interconnected, and really intelligent ecosystem.
And that leaves us with one last kind of fascinating question to chew on. Think about it. If your car spends 95% of its life parked, but during that time it's actively earning you money and helping to stabilize your city's power grid, is it still just a car, or has it become something more? As millions and millions of vehicles become active players in the grid, we might just be redefining the very essence of what a car is.